Okay, continuing talking about Doctor Who. During Colin Baker's time as the Doctor, during the trial of a Time Lord season, this. So I'm talking about the special features on the Blu-ray collection right now. I was in the middle of talking about making of documentary uh, on the first disc. Okay, so I got some quotes here from that special feature, the making of documentary, for part one of it. Okay, so Eric Sayward, who was the script editor, he says about the whole season. What I wanted was to have a number of stories and allow them to unfold built around this trial structure. Colin Baker said, I'd have much rather had something which was kind of dynamic and didn't involve going backwards and forwards into a trial. That's a good point. I agree with that, Colin Baker. Colin Baker says, to stop the action repeatedly must only jar your involvement. Yes, that's what I was saying before. I concur. I know what's coming next, but for the viewer who had no preconceptions, suddenly to be in all of those stories and then back in the trial, not necessarily a great idea. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But it was different. They gave it a shot. They tried it. It's not an ideal situation for the audience to experience. Okay, this was Robert Holmes' last contribution to Doctor Who as a writer before he died. During this season. Okay. Both Colin Baker and Michael Jaston, who was the Valeyard, didn't care for the Doctor referring to the Valeyard as Boatyard, Graveyard, Knacker's Yard, etc. Michael Jaston thought it took away from the main argument. I suppose it's kind of funny when he does it, when the Doctor makes fun of the Valeyard's name, but it does seem kind of childish. Colin Baker said most of the interjections were the interjections. So he's talking about behind the scenes with the production. Colin Baker said most of the interjections were, "We better go back to the trial. So what can you say?" Let's have the Doctor calling him Junkyard or the Backyard. Yeah. It did get wearisome, says Colin Baker. It could have been much more combat between equals. Jaston was absolutely superb, but I was given the task of bluster rather than reasoned argument. And it'd be much nicer to have been able to combat on the same level as him. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, and then there are deleted and extended scenes for The Mysterious Planet and the other stories of this season on the Blu-ray collection. And then there is the special feature that's, I believe, is on all of the Blu-ray collections for Doctor Who, the Behind the Sofa, which is nice. So it's a special feature with 2 sets of cast members of Doctor Who from this season. From this. And from cast members from earlier in Doctor Who. Okay. So the first set was Colin Baker, who was the Doctor, Bonnie Langford, who played Mel later in this season, and Nicola Bryant, who was Perry in The Mysterious Planet. So that was one set, and then another set was Fraser Hines, who was Jamie during Patrick Troughton's time as the Doctor. Matthew Waterhouse, who was Adric during both Peter Davison and Tom Baker's time as the Doctor. And then there was Mark Strickson, who was Turlough during Peter Davison's time as the Doctor. Okay. So they're different sets. They're not all in the same room together. There's the set with Colin Baker, and then there's the other set. The set with Colin Baker and his 2 companions, and then there's also the other set with the other group of companions. Okay, so they all watch every episode of this season of Doctor Who, and they give their reaction to it. That's what the Behind the Sofa special feature is. It's like a commentary, but you get to watch them and watch the people who are commenting. You see their reactions. And then also there is the Doctor's Table special feature, which is with Colin Baker, Nicola Bryant, Michael Jaston, and Bonnie Langford. They meet at a cafe. Colin first told Nicola that she was his favorite. Then Bonnie arrives, and Colin tells her that she was his favorite. So that's kind of funny. Since they were both the Doctor's companions. They were both companions of the Doctor. They all eat and drink champagne. They answer questions related to this season. They each play the game Snog, Marry, Avoid with different characters from this season. Then there's a special feature titled Wogan. Wogan, which is a talk show where Colin Baker is interviewed. It's funny because Colin had a beard. Because he don't have a beard when he's the Doctor. I was thinking about this recently. I was trying to think. I don't recall any of the actors who played the Doctor. I don't recall any of them having any facial hair at all. Yeah, I don't... Going through all of them in my head here. I don't remember any of them having any facial hair. No beards, no mustaches, nothing. It's funny. Why is that? Why have none of the doctors had any facial hair? So that might be something they might do in the future of the show. The Master had some facial hair. Yeah. So why not the Doctor? Okay, so it's funny because Colin Baker, the actor, who played the Doctor, at this time when he was interviewed, Colin had a beard because he had time off during the hiatus from Doctor Who. He's wearing his colorful jacket from the show. But underneath, he's just wearing his regular clothes. So not what he would normally wear as the character of the Doctor. When the interview starts, Colin takes off the colorful jacket he wore as the Doctor and puts on his personal gray jacket. Linda Bellingham, who played the Inquisitor during the court scenes of this season of Doctor Who, she joins Colin to be interviewed. All right, then another special feature is Saturday Picture Show, where Bonnie Langford, who was Mel later in the season, she gets interviewed on a talk show titled Saturday Picture Show. Okay. And then there is Points of View. Oh, okay. And this is on Points of View. Presenter Anne Robinson shows letters from Doctor Who fans giving both praise and criticism for this season of Doctor Who. Then there is Blue Peter. The Blue Peter special feature. It shows the two robots from the mysterious planet and how they function. Then they have Nabil Shaban in costume as the character Syl, who would appear later this season. And I think he was in, that character was also in Colin Baker's first season as the Doctor. Syl was a small lizard-type creature. He did this weird thing with his tongue, and he made this weird sound. And he would eat these, I think they were called marshmallows, but they were actually peaches with green food coloring, I think. So, all right, and then they interview Colin Baker in costume as the Doctor in the TARDIS. Colin Baker has his beard since he had time off from Doctor Who. They also bring Bonnie Langford, who was Mel, into the TARDIS to be interviewed. Guess I'll stop there.